All right, welcome back, everyone. We're going to do our last two signposts today. We're going to do again and again and memory moments. So again and again is exactly what it sounds like. It's when something shows up in the text over and over again. And the anchor question we're going to ask ourselves is, why might the author bring this up again and again? So let's watch the video and see what it's all about. So again and again moments. When we notice that a word, phrase, object, or situation is mentioned over and over again in a book, we need to stop and note it. And then ask yourself, why does this keep showing up again and again? These answers can give us clues about the theme, conflict, or be foreshadowing what might happen later. Remember that foreshadowing is when hints are in the text that give you clues about what might happen in the future. Again and again moments help build your reading muscles by getting you to notice recurring ideas in a text. By noticing these, we can get at the heart of what the book is trying to help us better understand. As you read your independent reading books, try to notice these recurring moments, words, or objects. Remember to ask yourself, why are these coming up again and again? So, again and again should also remind you of one of our literary devices, which is a motif. Now we're going to watch this clip from the movie Mona. And you are going to be looking for again and again.
Enjoy the island. Maui, out!
No! Stop! Hey! You have to put back the heart!
Did not see that coming.
I am Moana of Motunui. This is my canoe, and you will journey to different...
All right, get over it. We gotta move. And she's back.
I am Moana of Motunui.
It was Moana, right?
Yes, and you will restore the heart.
All right, I'm out. Oh, come on!
So I want you to think about what showed up again and again. Where is there a repetition of words, phrases, objects, actions, or situations or symbols? When you saw them, I wanted you to think about why you might see those things again and again. Why did the author or the person who created this movie have those things show up again and again? So here's a passage that has an again and again in it. I want you to listen for it as we read. Katie remembered the final piece of advice her mom had spoken to her before she climbed out of the car that morning. No matter what happens, be confident. 7 hours had passed, and cheerleading tryouts were about to begin. 30 girls were trying out for 8 positions on the squad. As Katie glanced around the gym, she saw everything but confidence. Some girls were giggling nervously, and other girls were biting their nails. Mrs. Rickman began to speak, and the gym immediately became quiet. She welcomed everyone to tryouts and explained how the afternoon's events would proceed. For the first activity, students would be called in alphabetical order to perform a cheer by themselves in front of the judges and everyone else. Katie had already figured out that she would be the 4th person to perform. Meredith Anderson, you get to start us off, announced Mrs. Rickman. 3 to go. Confidence. Meredith performed flawlessly, setting the bar high for all who would follow. Mrs. Rickman called the next name. Amber Appling. 2 to go. Confidence. Katie looked up at the ceiling as Amber performed her cheer. Emerson Blakely, you're up. 1 to go. Confidence. Katie closed her eyes and visualized herself doing all the actions while Emerson chanted the words of the cheer. Katie Brosser, it's your turn, Mrs. Rickman announced. Katie took a deep breath, smiled enthusiastically, and jogged to the middle of the gym, her head held high. Here we go. Confidence. She made eye contact with each judge as she started the cheer. 30 seconds later, she was done. So I want you to go back in the text and I want you to locate a quote that shows again and again. Then I want you to answer the anchor question. Why might the author bring this up again and again? Now we're going to check out memory moments. So memory moments. When we notice that the author interrupts the action in a book to tell us about a memory, we need to stop and note it. And then ask yourself, why might this memory be important? These answers can give us clues about the theme, conflict, or be foreshadowing what will happen later. Remember, foreshadowing is when hints in the text are given to you about clues about what can happen in the future. So, think about memory moments. Keep building your reading muscles by noticing when a memory is given to you in a book and then figuring out why that memory is important to the story. Remember, authors put everything in their books on purpose. So, by reading closely, when we notice the signpost, we can better get at the heart of what the author is trying to help us understand. As you read, try to notice these moments when a character thinks back to a time in their past. Remember to ask yourself, why are these memories important? Now you're going to watch this clip of The Lion King, and you're going to look for a memory moment in this clip. When you see the memory moment, I want you to think to yourself, why might this be important?
Whoa, nice one, Simba.
Thanks. Man, I'm stuffed.
Me too. I ate like a pig.
Pumbaa, you are a pig.
Oh, right. Timon,
Yeah?
ever wonder what those sparkly dots are up there?
Pumbaa. I don't wonder. I know.
Oh, what are they?
They're fireflies. Fireflies that got stuck up in that big bluish black thing.
Oh, gee. I always thought they were balls of gas burning billions of miles away.
Pumbaa, with you, everything's gas.
Simba, what do you think?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, come on,
well,
come on, Simba, come on.
We told you ours.
Yeah.
Please.
Well,
Yeah?
somebody once told me that the great kings of the past are up there, watching over us.
Really?
You mean a bunch of royal dead guys are watching us? Who told you something like that?
yeah.
What mook made that up? Oh,
Yeah, pretty dumb, huh?
oh you're killing me, son.
Yeah.
Woo. Oh. Was it something I said?
All right. So you should have been looking for an interruption or any keyword to tell you, like, this already happened. Once you see that memory moment, you're thinking to yourself, why might this memory be important? Answering this question will help you understand the theme and the conflict. Now we're going to read this passage, and I want you to locate the memory moment and understand why the memory. As Will stared out the car window, he gnawed on his fingernails. He watched the raindrops run down the windows. It looked like the drops were chasing one another. His mom was driving him back to the hospital. This time, however, he wasn't going to be a patient. He was going to be a visitor. I much prefer being a visitor at the hospital, he thought to himself. As his mom pulled into the hospital's parking ramp, memories came back to him as fast as the raindrops running down the window. He recalled the doctors and nurses, the painful procedures, and that horribly nauseous feeling he felt whenever he took his pain medication. He also remembered the good things that happened during his 1-month stay in the children's hospital, namely his friendship with Henry. Henry made the entire experience bearable. He remembered May 13th, the day he was discharged from the hospital, and the guilt he felt because Henry was still forced to remain at the hospital there. The doctors were still trying to rid his body of the cancer he was fighting. Now, 1 month later, Henry was still in the hospital, and Will was going to visit him. "Mom, what should I say to Henry?" he asked. "I'm not sure," she admitted, but I do remember how you hated it when your school friends came to visit when you were in here and they didn't act normal around you." "You're right. I guess I'll just try to talk about the things that we used to talk about, like sports and video games," Will replied. "I think Henry would appreciate that," Mom answered. Now what I want you to do is go back in the text and I want you to find the example of the memory moment. Where was the memory moment? Then I want you to add to that and tell me, why might this memory be important? What does it help us better understand?